check one. There we go.
Check.
Thanks everybody for joining us. What a great day one it's been. Thank you for coming back. We're going to wrap up the Celebrity Chef Stage cooking demos. One of my favorite people. You are going to hear some fantastic stories. Now, I'm from Georgia. All of you are probably from Texas. Not well, you guys are from Louisiana, so I'll take it all back. We're turning up the flavor. But I don't think there's anybody here from Florida. But, well, John Brody is.
John, yeah.
But Buddy is from Florida. He's got some great stories to tell. I spent a great deal of time down there, too. There are some fantastic culinary experiences in Florida. And most of them go through this man's hands. He's been doing this 37 years.
Yeah.
There you go. He's a Hall of Famer. He's won the Golden Chile Award here. I don't know how many times. He's got his own house just for his awards. He's that good. And he's going to tell you some stories, and he's going to make you some pulled pork. He's fantastic. Would you please welcome from our friends at Gator Hammock, this is Buddy Taylor.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everybody. Glad y'all hung out. Like, at first I said, one people out there said, I'm going home. There's nobody here to talk to. Anyway, if I had two to talk to, I'll talk to them. Or talk to myself. Anyway, Buddy Taylor from Felda, Florida, which is down near the Everglades, real close. There's alligators there. There's all kinds of stuff there. There's swamps. I'm about 30 miles east of Fort Myers, as the crow flies. And so back in early 1900s, my great-grandfather moved to Felda from Largo, Florida, which is around Tampa. And him and his wife, Grandma Ida, they arrived, and the town was called Eddie. He became the first postmaster appointed to Felda in 20. And he got recruited to rename the town because there was a conflict with another town in Florida called Eddie. So his name was Felix Taylor, and his wife was Ida Indiana Taylor. So he took the F-E-L off of Felix and the D-A off of Ida and came up with Felda, Florida. So in 1923, that was the new town. It's been 3 years ago. So I'm proud to be from that little town. There's only maybe 800 people, maybe 1,000. There's a post office we have. There's my fiery food junction there, and then I got a little convenience store, and now we got a Mexican store. It was a little oil town back in the 60s. They discovered oil nearby, so it was a little nice. It had the old grasshopper pumpers like y'all have out in Texas. And they finally kind of got dry. There's a little oil there, but it's scarce. Anyhow, I grew up there and I loved it, and I'm still there, 69 years and counting. Although about a week ago, I might not have been counting too much. I had a scare. I had a pressure in my head, pressure in my chest and my throat, and I went in the hospital on Tuesday of last week, and they discovered a massive clottage in my widowmaker artery. So, long story short, Thursday I got the procedure done. The doctor said everything come out great. They told me I was going to be released, and I was just so afraid I was going to not make the show because we already had been planning it for months. And I had 3 tickets, me and my boys over there at the show. I said, oh my God, I'm going to let them down. I'm going to let myself down. But God didn't lay me down. He led me right here to Texas. So hallelujah. God is great. God is great. Thank you. So anyhow, in 1993, I went to my first fiery food show in Albuquerque, the fiery food show out there, and I continued there. And then all of a sudden, they had the fiery food show in Texas Fiery Food Show in Austin, Texas. I attended that, and I continued to attend the shows for quite some years. And I am back last year, back this year, and be back next year, I'm sure, hopefully, God willing. I enjoy it. I enjoy my family and my co-family that's been hot sauce years and years and years like me. We enjoy it. We're all one big hot family. So anyway, I'm making barbecue pork today. I want to say also, I was raised out in those swamps with alligators, wrestling them, and also cooters. Cooters is a good, delicious, 4-legged animal. Also, as it swims with the fish, the gators. And so I have a product called Cooter Rub. So I'm making a barbecue pork with a cooter. Of course, the barbecue pork is in the oven. Can't do it right there and do it. So I got the barbecue pork in the oven. Should be ready here shortly. So I seasoned the pork butt, a Boston butt. I guess you might call it a Texas butt out here, because I went to the butcher shop the other day, and it says, "What's a Boston butt?" I said, "Well, it's a pork shoulder." "Oh, okay, I got you. So he showed me where it was at, and I said, "Would you cube it up for me?" And that would take so less time to cook. Anyhow, I got it here, and I got it in the oven, and I seasoned it first. You can do it in the pot and boil it as well, whichever you want to do at home, and it works out both anyway for a nice barbecue sandwich. You take your Cuda rub, and you douse it down on the roast, put it in the oven, a little bit of water in the bottom of the pan, tightly seal it with tin foil, and bake it for about 4 hours. And it comes out, and you drop it in a cooler, don't drop it on the floor, and it'll splatter like an egg, and it's perfect. And so after that, you get the fat kind of just goes away, and it's so easy, and I leave the bone in it, because the bone when your bone pops out, she's ready. So after that, I will add some barbecue sauce to it, which we have the Cuda Waller, which goes great with a Cuda rub. So the Cuda rub is a garlic, onion, cayenne base with some ground chipotle added to it, and it makes a nice smoky flavored rub. And the Cuda Waller is some fresh orange juice and tomato products, brown sugar, key lime juice, and onion, black pepper, and that's about it. So I'm gonna get the pork out of the oven. I think she's ready. And dismantle it, or actually it's dismantled. And see what we can do with it. Oh yeah, nice. Hot. All right. Oh, first of all, I always forget this. So I'll do this before we do that. Got some gifts for everybody out there. I probably can't throw them that far, but I'll try. Coolies. All right, here we go. Woo. Y'all can come, if y'all didn't get one, come get some, okay? Woo. All right. Help yourself to the coolie cups. Have a beer on me. All right. Bye. I couldn't have done that a week ago. How am I doing for a week out of the hospital, huh? All right, thank God. All right, here we go. The pork looks good. I don't know if my doctor would like that or not. How am I doing, Cindy? I'm okay? All right, that's my nurse, Cindy, there. So anyway, I brought her with me, by the way. Nah, just kidding. She comes from Louisiana. They furnished the boudin for our earlier cooking demo. So thank y'all again for that gracious donation. Here's the pork. I'm going to dump this big one. So I think she's going to fall off the bone, or actually the bone is gone. I think it's the camera on. That's the pork. Got it in little cubes and stuff, which makes it a little better. So, I'm going to come over here to this. See what we got. It's going to be kind of on the chunky side, but that's nothing wrong with that. So we're making the burrito, so not like that. Actually, I should chop it down a little bit. When you do the whole pork butt, like I say, if you cook the whole butt, it's like about an 8-pound butt usually. And when you come out of the oven with it, you poke that or whatever, you'll know it's done just perfect. And like I say, if you dropped it, which I do, drop it in the coolers when I'm going to do 10, 12, or 15 of them, and I put them in the cooler, keep them warm, it just falls right apart and makes it so easy to just make the barbecue pork out of it. Dang. What? Maybe a little more Cuda rub. Any questions yet, anybody? Or? All right, good. I love questions, but. All right. Yeah, I did. Good question. My brother's 11 months older than me. My dad's farmer. Tomatoes, watermelons, cucumbers. So, of course, Ronnie was the oldest, first one out of the baby pen. So Daddy would take Ronnie to the field with him. Of course, Mama was not going to let him have both of us, so I stayed home. Eventually, I was going around her apron, and I learned how to cook from her. And she had double ovens put in when I was about 8, 9 years old. One of them was mine, one was hers. So I learned most of my cooking from Mom. You know, she was a great cook. She made the best biscuits ever. And I stayed home and enjoyed that. But eventually I had to go to the field. Daddy needed two more hands out there dumping those big, I think it was 100-pound bags of fertilizer in the front hopper of that damn John Deere tractor. I didn't like driving the tractor, though, because those old John Deeres, they want to jump up on you. That scared the living hell out of me. So I didn't like doing that. I let Ronnie do that. I'd rather dump the fertilizer. So anyway, I eventually ended up back in the house, and Daddy quit farming, and he went to working for a construction company down at Marco Island, building the Marco Island. So yeah, that was about probably, I was born in 57, so I was about 65, I started doing that, and Mama got the double ovens, was probably 67, something like that, I guess. I was about 10 then. So I made some breads. My passion was making bread. So my mom bought me a cookbook from, it was, oh gosh, what was the guy's name? Vincent Price. He wrote a cookbook, and he had the yeast bread recipe in that thing. So I made the yeast breads. My mom had this old Oldsmobile. It's new, actually. It's Oldsmobile out in the yard, and I took the bread out there and let it rise. So I let it go out there and let it rise. I went out there, let it out there probably an hour or so, and I went out there, and the bread had went all over out of the bowl and all over the top of our car. Of course, she didn't see it, but I went out there and poked it down, but man, that was some of the best French bread I ever had in my life. So it's a really good cookbook and a really good recipe, and I still have that cookbook today. I'm proud of it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and get some. Yes, sir. No, you know what? She loved what I was doing. She never said I was doing anything wrong, but I learned from her, and I never said mine was better. Then also, here's something else. We had the county fairs and stuff, so I decided I entered all my stuff into the fair and stuff, and my dad's brother, Uncle Stancil, he made some jokes down there with all the older ladies and stuff, says Buddy's got all these ladies down here mad because he's taking all the first place winnings and stuff from the fair. So yeah, my mom, she loved that. She was proud of me. She was, and I was proud of her. She passed away from a massive heart attack at 66 years old. So that's kind of also scared me too. You know, so that runs in the family. My brother had massive heart surgery 2 years ago, and my dad had massive heart surgery when he was about 82 years old. Cancer ended up getting him, but he didn't die from the heart attack. He kept going. As soon as he got home from the hospital, he had this old bulldozer. My brother and them couldn't get it to crank, so Daddy goes out there with his pajamas on that next morning, and he heard he was having some problems. He gets up there after being out of the hospital. He had like 4 or 5 bypasses, I think. So after he gets home, he gets up on that old bulldozer and gets up there and, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to put this wire over here, you got to turn that thing over there, and he got it cranked. And he kept ticking for the next couple of years, and the cancer got him, but he said he'd tell everybody, he said, how old are you, Norman? I'm 83 and a half years old. He put that half in there because he knew his time was kind of coming in, but he added that half a year just to say he is a little bit older than what he was. So Norman, we love you. Mama, we love you, and I'm here, and I'm because of y'all. All right, here we go. Some Cooter Waller. Let's Cooter Waller it up. Cooter Waller it up. Is everybody still hungry after? Yep. Man, I tell you what, that pasoli. Did y'all get the pasoli that John made? Wasn't that good? Oh, really good. And Jason was up here early, and he had some meatballs, and I forgot what that other thing was called, but it was good. It was all good. Everything I had today was really good. The steaks last night were great up downtown at the Risky's Steakhouse. Y'all can see this on the camera. Pretty good. I'm gonna put some more Cooter Waller in it. I think they got then I'll show you how to do, that's nothing, how to do the burritos. I'll roll one up. Y'all get lucky, y'all can have some of this one. They ain't supposed to serve it out of here, but let's see. Late in the evening. I think the mean people's gone, the health department. I shouldn't say that. They're doing their job. They're doing their job. I didn't say that. I gotta say, this batch of Cooter Waller came out great. My boy over there at the booth, he's really caught on with a kettle, and this was, I think, one of the best, actually, I think the best batch, this little 10-gallon kettle that's ever been made. Got a real citrusy flavor, nice orange. It's got twang, got the chipotle going on. All right, let's see. I'm missing a cutting board. Be right back with a cutting board. That's all right. Got it. All right, here we go. So, actually, I'm gonna go over here where you got the camera. Y'all can see it a lot better, whichever. Man, I had some of the best tortillas the other day. I got it from Central Market. They're called butter flour tortillas. They were still warm. I got one, and I had it before I got to the bakery. I had it halfway consumed before I got over there to tell John what I found. And I said, "You want one?" I already had it consumed. I think I was licking my fingers when John says, "Yeah, sure." So I said, "Well, I'm gonna have another one while you're having one." Later on, Jason come around. "Man, you got to try these butter tortillas. You want one?" "Yeah, okay, yeah." "Well, I got to have another one too." So by the time I got there, I had one tortilla left. So I got to go hit the bakery again and get some more damn tortillas. They were good. They were really good. So I got a bag in the refrigerator right here to either eat tomorrow, excuse me, and then I'm gonna take some home with me Monday when we fly back Monday. Okay, so this usually is a little bit more finer. It's probably gonna be really good like this. Y'all know how to do a tortilla. Can y'all see it on the camera? Good. And if you want to add some cheese or something to it too, that's good too. But I discovered this at the show here years ago, and I said, "How am I going to serve this out and serve this out and serve this out?" So you know what? I have a bunch of barbecue pork. Who's making sandwiches too, and I said, "I tell you what, I'm gonna do something different. We'll make these little burritos, and then put a toothpick in it, little pinwheels, just like what y'all gonna be having over there." That. You see it? So they cut them up. If y'all want to do it, this is kind of how we done it. There's going to be a pain. Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. I'm going to eat this one. It's kind of fancied out here. Mm-hmm. All right, that's it. That's the burrito. And any questions? Y'all ready to eat? Yes. I bake it at about 350, and I'm in a hurry, and if I get 375, but 350 is perfect. That's got a good kick. 350 is perfect for about, like I said, about 4 hours. You put the water in the bottom, about an inch or so in the bottom where it don't dry out, and it steams that whole butt. You seal it real good with a tin foil, and it just, like I say, comes out perfect and falls off the bone and ready to go. And then you either add barbecue sauce to it. I do a lot of catering too, and so sometimes they'll have it plain or with the with the sauce or without the sauce. Both ways it comes out and it stays moist. Versus on the grill, it dries it out, which I love it on the grill or the smoke or whatever, but it dries it out. But that keeps it moist and it's no fail. Yes, ma'am. Okay, good question. Okay, long answer too. In the late 80s, I had a softball team, and I had this guy. I told him where I lived, and I told him what I described it. I said, "I need a shirt designed like where I live." We call it Gator Hammock. And so he's okay. First time he had like cypress trees, which don't have. It's oak trees and cabbage trees. So then he come back with the next design. So this is what he come up with. And we wore these shirts for a long time, for 2 or 3, 4 years playing softball. And we had a really good softball team. We was champs. So it was like, just imagine a shirt. It's just like this. It didn't have the hot here. Didn't have the hot here on the Gator. That later, and didn't have this. It just had Gator Hammock, had Felda, Florida down in the corner, and that was and everybody complimented on our shirts. So then when I had this bottle of sauce that I took around, after we got through kicking somebody's ass playing softball, we'd go home, play cards, and shoot some horseshoes, and drink beer, and tell lies, and just have a good time, and I'd cook wings, and then I had this jug of sauce that I named Gator Sauce. So eventually, long story, my third baseman says, "You ought to sell that stuff." I said, "Nah, you don't do this kind of stuff." My mom and dad had a little convenience store, so I took it down there and put it in like some mason jars. I just took over the convenience store, by the way. And I said, this girl from the radio station, I said, "Allison, what do you think me using our label, making a label of our Gator Hammock softball shirts, and then put Gator Sauce at the bottom. Is that too much Gator? She goes, oh no, I love it. So anyway, long story short, in 1989, I christened the first one and broke the bottle, whatever. And I think I probably sold the first bottle in 1990. I give it away first. You know, here's the bottle, here's the bottle. I was so happy to have it. But anyway, that was 89, and I'm still kicking it. And it just it's a hobby turned into a nice business. I enjoy it. So I'm a hot and spicy guy from way back. Any questions? If not, it's eat.
I think they're ready to eat. Buddy,
ready?
thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
The one and only Buddy Taylor. How about
Appreciate
a big
it.
hand?
All right.
There's some sampling over at the sampling table with Michael. He's ready over there. Buddy, it's always a pleasure. Thank you. We'll see you
John.
tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Y'all be blessed. Have a good evening and everything. Be safe. See y'all tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah. Woo. All right. So let's try mine.